we will start with the fourth and the last session of our webinar, of interior design concept to completion. Last time I have given you the introduction about tender drawings and tender preparation, why the tender is prepared, and what are the necessary specifications we need to write in tender. And as you must be remembering the type of tenders and the material specifications need to be written in civil work and the flooring work we had completed till that end. So now going forward to the rest of the sections of the tender, we will be today talking about the false ceiling work, doors and windows, MS or SS railing work, carpentry work, and miscellaneous work. So to start with the false ceiling work, in interior designing, you might come across different type of ceilings. For example, the gypsum ceiling is a very common ceiling which you generally do. There are other different types like metal false ceiling, wooden false ceiling finished with laminate, or wooden false ceiling finished with veneer, or sometimes Duco pen. So depending upon the finish of the ceiling, you need to write the specification of the ceiling. Like for example, if the wooden false ceiling is made out of wooden framework, then the final ply is cladded. You need to write the thickness of the ply, whether it is varying thickness from 12 mm to 19 mm. Whether the false ceiling is in a curve shape, then you need to write. If you are using the flexi ply, you need to write the make of the plywood, the thickness of the plywood, make of the plywood, and also the fire rating, if at all it is necessary for that particular tender, then you need to write the fire rating of that particular plywood. If the wooden false ceiling is finished with veneer, you need to write the thickness of the veneer, then the make of the veneer, then the size or the sheet of the veneer to be used as a one-piece veneer, then the finish of the veneer. Like suppose if you want the veneer to be finished with only melamine polish, or it has to be coated with PU coating, or it has to be a spray painted with lamination work, lamination done onto the as a final finish of the veneer, then that needs to be mentioned. As explained you in the last few sessions, the Duco paint finish paneling has MDF cladded over above the wooden paneling. So you need to write the thickness of the MDF. In generally the wooden false ceiling or wooden paneling work where the MDF is used, it is not used for as a load taking element, but it is used only for the cladding. So generally the thickness of the MDF is not more than 6 mm or 12 mm. Because we need to reduce the cost, and with the load carrying material will be plywood, and the final finishing work will be done in Duco paint. So the thickness of the plywood also needs to be mentioned in the Duco paint finish paint. That also you need to mention. In that also, if the Duco paint is again finished with any lamination or PU coating, that also needs to be mentioned in that particular BOQ item. If you are doing some decorative ceiling, then if it is camouflage with wall paneling, the total item of the false ceiling and the wooden paneling needs to be under one item itself, so that the contractor will be able to put his quotation or put forward his rate for that particular decorative ceiling and the paneling together. Sometimes you propose a grid false ceiling, that is nothing but Armstrong T grid false ceiling. Then here you need to mention like which type of grid you are using. Are you using the grid which is exposed, or the grid which is concealed inside ceiling and you want only the groove to be seen? Then the grid ceiling make you need to mention, like for example in gypsum, also in gypsum ceiling also, and in grid ceiling also you can go for Armstrong ceiling. or any of the options similar to that. If the false ceiling is finished with glass or mirror, then the basic wooden framing which is behind the false ceiling is out of wood generally. So you need to mention the framework of the wood which is behind the false ceiling. Generally, the framework is 50 mm by 50 mm supported from RCC slab. Then you need to mention the final load carrying material as a 20 mm thick plywood, and over and above that, over and above the plywood, you need to write the glass or the mirror as a finishing material for your false ceiling. Now, in this, the glass joints are generally filled with silicone, or the mirror joints are generally filled with silicone. Then you need to mention that particular size of the glass, the thickness of the glass, and how the joints you want to be get filled with. Or is there any transition profile in between two glass elements? In ceiling also and in wall paneling also, you can propose some stainless steel or any T profile as explained you in the last webinar. You can propose T profile or C profile or maybe square profile as a finishing material in between two glass sizes, in between two glass pieces. Then if there are some decorative elements like chandelier or heavy duty light fixtures, then it needs supports. Like for example, you cannot just write providing and fixing chandelier to the given in the given false ceiling area, but you need to take care of the load carrying of that particular chandelier. So you need to write MS or wooden framework behind the gypsum false ceiling, which is not generally seen, but that has to be quantified, that has to be well specified, written in tender, so that the contractor quotes for that particular gypsum false ceiling wherever the decorative light fixtures are going to come up. He will quote by considering the additional members above the false ceiling which are going to come. The above false ceiling members can be out of wood or can be out of MS, depending upon the load of the chandelier, depending upon the heavy duty load carrying capacity of the material, and depending upon the height which the contractor needs to construct the false ceiling at. Like for example, if the RCC slab or the metal structure slab is at around say 11 meters, and you are constructing the false ceiling which is supported with the chandelier, which is with the chandelier at roughly around 7 meters height, then the 3 meters height above the false ceiling cannot be constructed out of any false ceiling members out of wood, but he will have to construct MS framework above that. So the MS framework needs to be well quantified in this particular tender item itself. So you need to write the MS framework, necessary MS framework, and also sometimes, after coordination with structural drawings or after coordination with structural consultant, only he need to finalize the above false ceiling elements for the supporting of the chandelier. Sometimes you cannot coordinate with structural consultant right at the tender stage. So maybe you can write that in the tender itself, that after coordination with structural consultant, the required false ceiling supporting members needs to be planned out of MS framework as per the site conditions. So these are the elements which needs the supports above the false ceiling. Even though the false ceiling which is going to be visible to you is going to be seen as a complete finished false ceiling with the decorative chandelier fittings and all supporting members are inside that, concealed inside that. Then many times you see simple AC diffusers, like square AC diffusers, 600 by 600 AC diffusers in this false ceiling. But the false ceiling has wooden frame around these AC diffusers. So you need to write and take care of those wooden frames while doing the detailing of your drawings and while preparing the tenders also. Now the AHU units, wherever the HVAC consultant has planned the HU units, he will always show trapdoor for that, or many pipes, fire pipes, wherever the walls are coming or wherever the walls of water pipes are coming, you need to give the trapdoor to access those walls or to access to the AC units. So these trapdoors needs to be quantified in the interior tender itself. Sometimes you need to finish the trapdoor with the laminate if it is coming right in the right in the space where the lobby is the part of the lobby is uh, out of the access door. The access door is located right in the lobby. Then you need to finish it with the laminate so that when the AC guy will access that particular trapdoor, he will not he will be able to clean it properly and maintain that properly if the trapdoor is finished with laminate. And the size of the trapdoor also need to be mentioned. The wooden frame around the trapdoor needs to be mentioned. Then, as explained to you, MS framework above the false ceiling is proposed when the RCC slab is at a distance more than 2-meter height above the false ceiling height. Going forward to the doors and windows. Now, while I'm talking to you about the false ceiling work, I would like to show you some of the slides of my drawings, which I have already shown you in the last. Yeah. In the last webinar, you must have seen this particular false ceiling.
Ma'am, the drawings are not visible. I guess you have to close.
They are not visible?
No, ma'am.
I have
close
put
the
it.
screen and then again share.
Okay, I need to share that. Okay. Are they visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. This particular false ceiling is a ring shape false ceiling, which I have already shown you. How does it look when finished in FAME Bengaluru project? Now look at the drawing which is prepared with all the details showing the wooden framework and the false ceiling elements, like this is a line out of the circular rings. Then all the specifications written, like what are the light fixtures. There were some spotlight fixtures wherever the two rings are intersecting. Then there are light fixtures shown in the dotted, which are above. Then the circular shape false ceiling, the rings construction is made out of 12 mm thick plywood finished with homopal make shade laminate. Then you need to write the legend, what all symbols are indicating what does that light fixture or MS rod. Then you need to show the MS rod and the SS rod above the false ceiling, which is supporting the rings. So that is the detail of the false ceiling area. And this is the overall false ceiling section, wherein I had explained you the height of the ceiling was very low. So now you can note here, like where the RCC slab was there, and there were two beams on both the two sides, and we had literally carved out the false ceiling out of that. And because of the floating rings and the light throwing upwards, it was giving that floating kind of a feel to that particular area. The reason to show this particular slide is how we do the dimensioning and the line out of the drawing. Like you see the finished, you've seen the finished photograph, but how the particular drawing is prepared. The reason behind this showing is that then there is a this is a false ceiling line out of that particular ceiling. Like now here also you can observe how the dimensions has been shown, whether the dimensions are the fixed dimensions are from the RCC beam. RCC beam are shown in pink dotted lines. All the false ceiling elements have been given. the fixed dimension. Then wherever the cove lights are at equal distance, those are shown. Then if the line out is done from the existing beam surface, then the dimension of that particular cove light from the beam has been mentioned. Then here you can observe the remaining as the dimension writing as a remaining dimension, which gives the line out of the false ceiling here. And you can see the section of the false ceiling which shows all the cove lights which are camouflaged with the wall paneling, and also the RCC beams are shown here. The RCC beam and the false ceiling together is shown along with the RCP. I'll again share the first now going ahead with the doors and windows. Once we are through with the false ceiling work, we are supposed to show all the doors and windows for that particular area. Doors can be out of, the types of door can be out of wood, out of metal, then the glass door or the fire rated door. Sometimes the metal doors which are also fire rated, the wooden doors are also fire rated. You need to write the thickness of the door here. You need to give the door schedule. I will explain you what all things are included in in the door schedule and the door drawing, and then I will be showing you the door detailed drawings as well. So, the door schedule shows the required information of door frame. Like for example, the door frame is out of 75 mm by 100 mm wood, or it is by 100 by 120 mm wood. What is the type of the wood used? Is it a salwood or is it a CPT wood or any other type of wood is used? Then the shutter thickness, if the solid core shutter has been used, then the solid core shutter thickness can be varying as per the hardware used. Like for example, if you want to use the exposed door closer, you can use 38 mm thickness at the door shutter. But if you want to go for concealed door closer, then the thickness of the shutter should be minimum 50 mm and above plus that. Then the shutter finish need to be mentioned in the door schedule itself. Like for example, the shutter finish from inside room, from outside room, what is the shutter finish? If it is laminate, then which make of the laminate is used, which particular design number has to be mentioned, the catalog number has to be mentioned in that. Then the hardware of the door needs to be mentioned in the door schedule itself. Suppose if the door is a card entry door, then you need to mention that in the door schedule itself, so that the contractor will take care of the electricity connection with that particular door. Then if the doors are fire rated, as per the ISO standard, whatever the fire rating is required, and as per the fire NOC of that particular project, what is the fire rating required for that particular door needs to be mentioned. It can be 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, varying as per that. Then what is the make of the fire rated door? Like suppose if you are going forward with the ready-made door, then you can write this particular make fire rated door is been used. Or if the fire rating is mentioned, then the wooden door also can be grafted and made with that fire rating. Then the contractor will take care of the fire rating if you have mentioned that already in the door schedule. Then the door detail has to be also part of your tender drawings, wherein you can show the architrave details or the jam lining details. Are they out of wood or out of the jam lining is done out of any marble or laminate, or the finish of the architrave can be metal or stainless steel. It can be anything. So that needs to be mentioned, and the detail needs to be shown as a tender specification. in the tender drawings itself and also as a part of BOQ. Whenever you are writing any finishing material, please note that you need to write the make of the finishing material. Like for example, if the make is of particular company, you need to write the make. Then you need the write the thickness of the material. For example, if you are using the metal sheet for the architrave, then you need to write whether the metal sheet is out of 1 mm or 2 mm, or if you're using ACP sheet, then what is the thickness of the material? Like it varies from 3 mm to 4 mm. Then what is the which make you are using? Are you using Eurobond or Alucobond? Which make of ACP sheet you are using? Then you need to write the finish of that particular material. Like for example, if you're using metal sheet, then what is the finish? Is it mirror finish, or is it brush finish, or is it rose gold finish, or it is gold finish, or whatever finish it is, you need to write it in the tender itself. The reason writing all these specifications in the tender and the tender drawing is the cost of that particular item varies as per the thickness, as per the make, and as per the finishing of the material. Then the door architrave details, like if the door architrave is finished with metal, and if you are showing the corner, in the corner the sheet is folded and laid in one piece, then the material which he is going to use for that particular cladding, he will calculate it accordingly. If otherwise, if it is not shown or not mentioned, then he may calculate it as per his convenience and as per his profit. So the material laid with the corner joints bent, all those specifications also needs to be mentioned. If particular stainless steel or glass, then we are talking about the glass railing. We were talking about the door architrave details in case of special feature design. In case of any special design, like for example, if any door is finished with an architrave which is finished with glass, or which is finished with any veneer which is laser cut in some design, then all those elements needs to be written as how they are finished with. Are they laser cut? Is the thickness, if the finish is a glass, then how much is the thickness of the glass? Is the glass finish is back painted, or if the back painted glass you are using, then it has to be toughened also. You need to write 12 mm thick toughened clear glass. Why clear glass? Because generally extra clear glass. In fact, you need to write toughened extra clear glass, like because the thickness of the glass, the normal glass looks little greenish unless and until you use extra clear glass. If that is back painted, the finish you are looking at, like for example, if you have proposed some red color back painted glass, then the same finish you will not get if you have not used extra clear glass. A normal glass with red back painted and the extra clear glass with red black painted looks different. So you need to write the specification of glass as the 12 mm thickness, extra clear, toughened, and again the make of the glass. For example, if you're using Saint-Gobain glass, then you need to write that particular make. Now for doors and windows, I would like to again show you some of the, so I would like to first show you the door schedule. Like how is the door schedule prepared? You need to write the door nomenclature, you need to write the location of the door, then the size of the opening of the door, then the quantity of the door. Like for example, if this particular door is having, there are 2 to 3 numbers in that particular project, then you need to write the quantity of the door. Then the wooden frame size. If the frame size is out of 75 mm by 125 mm wood, then you need to write that. Yeah.
It is a blank screen. Have you started sharing the drawings? The screen is...
Yeah,
No, we are not able to see the drawing.
You are not able to visualize.
No.
Is it visible now?
Yeah, now it is visible. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Then what is the? I was explaining you the door schedule. The door schedule about all the hardware. I have already given you the exposure about the hardware. Then the fire rating needs to be written. All the hardware can be above, and you can just tick in that particular hardware, like for which type of hinges are used in barrel bolt. If it is proposed for any door, then it has to be stick here. All the correct specifications or the detailed specifications can be listed in the BOQ. The drawing can show which hardwares are used for that particular door. You need not write each and every specification when there are tender drawings prepared. You need not write each and every specification on the drawing itself, but you can write it in the schedule form. Now, door details. As you can observe, this is a cinema entrance door, and the cinema entrance door is finished with leather finish. So the dimension of all the design has been mentioned in this. Then leather joints have been shown. Then we have shown a brass button here. Then the stainless steel rod handle, the thickness of the handle, the diameter of the handle is to be mentioned. How long is that, if it is gold plated or if it is brush finish plated. The finish of the handle needs to be mentioned. Then the shutter frame finish is out of 4 mm thickness of walnut veneer here. So as mentioned to you, the thickness of the veneer, the particular make of the veneer, not necessary to be mentioned in the drawing, but needs to be mentioned in tender. Then which type of veneer it is. For example, here we are writing it as a walnut veneer. So which type of veneer it is. You can observe the jam lining, how the jam lining is shown. Then there is a POP finish wall there, and there is a groove in between the jam lining and the POP finish wall. It is shown. In this case, the frame of the door was out of metal, so you can observe the wooden metal frame. This is a normal door of any room. This is a toilet door, so now you can observe here how the tiles has been shown from inside. Then the architrave finish, which is from outside, and the door opening, which is shown like how the door is going to get open from inside. The salwood thickness, the wooden thickness of the frame as mentioned. The finish of the architrave has been mentioned, whether it is finished with laminate, then which type of laminate it is. Then the 50 mm thickness of the door is mentioned here. All other doors are it's been shown in the typical way which I have explained you for the toilet doors. Now these are the door details which we generally show, the door schedule and the door detail as a part of tender drawing, and as a part of BOQ you need to mention the thickness of the door and all specifications which I have already mentioned you in the earlier slide. Now going forward, after the door schedule, we will talk about staircase and the railing detail. Now the staircase and the railing detail, the staircase construction generally in interior work is done in MS construction. So the MS construction can be sometimes done by the developer, and we need to do the finishing of the staircase. Then the finishing of the staircase can be out of marble, out of granite, or out of wood. Even if we are finishing the material like marble, finishing the staircase with the marble or granite, then also you need to clad all the MS members with the plywood and the wooden framework. Then the thickness of the plywood and the wooden framework also need to be mentioned. The marble is sometimes fixed with adhesive. So you need to write the type of the adhesive you need to be used. You would be using for fixing of the marble to the wood. Then the finishing of the railing. The railing can be of different types. Like for example, if you are proposing MS railing, then it can be finished with Duco paint or powder coating. If you are proposing stainless steel railing made out of SS handrail, then the SS handrail is made out of what size? Is it a circular handrail? Is it a square handrail? What is the finish of the handrail? Stainless steel finish, brush finish, or glossy finish? That you need to write. Then the diameter of the handrail, or if it is square, then the size of the handrail, like 75 mm by 75 mm or 50 mm by 50 mm, that you need to mention in that. Then the baluster made out of which material? Is it again a stainless steel? Then you need to write the thickness of the or the diameter of the baluster, the vertical baluster, and the SS horizontal supporting rods. Suppose you are using SS horizontal rods which are circular in shape. Those are out maybe 32 mm diameter. And then again the same finish, the stainless steel brush finish you are using, then that needs to be mentioned. Then all the supporting hardware needs to be mentioned, like whatever hardware you are using. If you are using a SS base plate or MS base plate and a cover plate of SS, onto that if it is fixed, then all needs to be mentioned in the tender itself. Stainless steel and glass railing, sometimes you can do a combination of stainless steel and glass railing. Then if the glass again the glass handrail and the baluster specification, along with that the glass which is used has to be a toughened glass, mentioned as a toughened glass. The thickness of the glass you need to mention. Then the how the glass is fixed. Is it fixed with patch fittings, or is it fixed with SS studs? Here also I would like to show you one of the detailed drawing. Yeah. That is a detailed drawing of a MS staircase, which is cladded
Ma'am,
with.
it is not visible still.
Is it not visible?
No, no, no. Please share again.
Can you see that now?
It is loading.
Is it visible now, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Now it is visible. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So this is a MS staircase. This was a MS staircase already constructed at site, and we had to clad it with wooden members, and we had to finish it with the railing. So I will show you the finishing, how it is done and how the drawings are created. Like in this particular first slide, you will see the key plan, which is showing the staircase location. The staircase is located here, and now you can see the detailed plan, which is showing the trade dimensions, which is showing number of trades, which is showing the railing finish, the handrail finish, and where is the staircase going up and down, then the dimension of the landing. And now simultaneously above the plan, you can see the section elevation of the staircase, which is actually the finished side from the outer side you are seeing, and the steps which are seen are in dotted, and the railing is shown here in detail. Now in the next slide, this is a railing detail. Like for example, you can see these were the box sections proposed at site. We cladded it with 12 mm thickness or 19 mm thickness of plywood, 12 mm thickness of plywood with wooden framework inside. Then there was a MS box section which was welded to the existing MS box section, and the stainless steel baluster which is going to come above that is screwed with the MS baluster like this, and then the SS cover plate is shown here. Now the particular glass was fixed with SS patch fitting to the vertical baluster. Then you can, as you have seen in the above detail, the wooden framework which is finished with laminate is shown here. This is a wooden framework at skirting level which is finished with laminate, and the trade and risers were finished with granite. So we are showing the granite with the base ply of 12 mm thickness ply, which are directly fixed with the on the MS member. The MS members here were already there in place on site, and we were just to finish the staircase with the railing and with the wooden framework. Now, after staircase and railing details, we will go forward to the carpentry details. This is the last section which will be talking about carpentry is the main wooden work which is involved in the whole project, which you can see. Wooden partitions are listed here. Then the metal partitions, if at all are there in the project, are listed in this particular section of the tender. Then the glass partitions, even though the glass partitions are not having any wooden members, then too those are listed in carpentry details. Then decorative partitions, if at all, are finished with leather cut panels made out of metal sheet, then aluminium powder coated sheet, or Korean solid surface, or leather cut MDF finish are to be mentioned in carpentry details itself. Whenever the decorative leather cut panels are to be shown as a part of tender, you need to write it as a laser cut or water jet cut. If at all any Korean has to be laser cut or water jet cut, then needs to be mentioned the thickness of the Korean, the make of the Korean. Korean is particular make, but the general name is a solid surface. So you can write 6 mm thick solid surface laser cut as per design, and of make Korean or LG or Samsung. These are the make of solid surfaces. Korean is one of the solid surface make. Then the wall paneling, if it is finished with laminate or veneer, then you need to write which laminate you are using, which company laminate. For example, if you are using Merino laminate, then that particular shade number has to be listed in the BOQ itself. Then the basic cost of the laminate or the veneer has to be mentioned. If I'm using any ACP panels, then I need to write it. If the Eurobond ACP panel I'm using, then the finish of the ACP panel, if it is mirror finish, or if it is solid red color finish, then the thickness of the ACP sheet, if it is 3 mm or heavy duty 4 mm, then I need to write that. Then the joint between the veneer or the laminate or the ACP finish, how the joints are to be finished with, that also needs to be written. If it is laser cut or water jet cut, again here also you need to mention that if it is laser cut or aluminium panels which are ACP panels which are laser cut, or just only the joints are filled with the grout, then all the specification needs to be mentioned. If the panels are finished with fabric panels, then the basic rate of the fabric, the running meter rate of the fabric needs to be mentioned. If it is finished with wallpaper, then the basic rate of the wallpaper needs to be mentioned in the tender itself, so that the contractor will be able to quote that particular item based on all these specifications. Unless and until you will show all the detailed drawings, or you will finalize all the specified materials, well before that the contractor is quoting for that material. So because of that, the basic rate of that particular material is supposed to be as a reference point for the contractor to quote for that particular item. Then the wooden boxing, which is a decorative wooden paneling sometimes, which is backlit with metal sheet or backlit with glass. Then you need to write the thickness of the boxing. Then what is the boxing made out of? It is if it is made out of wood, if it is made out of metal. Like for example, sometimes the aluminium framework also has been also done for creating a wooden boxing, and over the aluminium framework also we clad the plywood. So the framing material needs to be mentioned. The thickness of the final cladding material needs to be mentioned. Is it a sheet directly cladded, or is there any plywood shown there? Then the wooden counters, wherever the wooden counters are going to come in your project, all wooden counters needs to be listed in under the carpentry details. And the seating element, seating area, whether it is made out of wooden framework or any MS framework cladded with plywood and finished with marble, or again here Korean or veneer finish laminate, or fabric upholstery finish, etc. Again, I would like to show you some of the detail drawing and some of the pictures of the project. Are you able to visualize this?
No, no, ma'am. Still, it is showing sharing. I'm not able to see the drawing.
Is it seen, sir, now?
Yes, ma'am. You can go ahead, please.
Yeah. This particular drawing is of a wooden paneling which was finished with glass. And it was having an LCD concealed inside that. So we had shown the detail drawing was showing the wooden paneling thickness in the plan also, how much is the thickness of the wooden paneling, how the LCD is concealed, and there was a glass which was cladded over and above the LCD, and it was fixed with stainless steel studs, and the signage which is seen here, the number 2 signage is seen here. It is actually the part of the glass itself. The glass was, now you can read the specification of the glass. The numerical to be laser cut in MDF to be formed to form 25 mm deep niche to house LED lights. Then that particular glass, which is 12 mm thick toughened glass, which is laser cut numerical in white vinyl and frosted vinyl pasted from backside to allow light to pass through. So in this particular glass, the rest of the glass is a blue color glass, and only the numerical is going to be seen as a white element, white backlit element. So rest of the glass is finished with black vinyl, which is pasted from backside, and the only light element is going to be seen as the translucent portion. So there we are using the frosted vinyl pasted from backside, and the niche has been created inside the. You can observe the niche here. You can observe the niche here. The niche of 2 shape. The shape of the numerical has been created inside the MDF, which is again a laser cut, and it is just 25 mm deep. So the LED light can be housed inside that. And these glasses were fixed with studs. Like you can observe 4 studs are been proposed on all four sides. So you can access this LED light which is behind this paneling easily. Then column cladding. Should I share the particular sheet again? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you are able to visualize the column cladding. You are able to see the column cladding. The column cladding detail drawing is shown here. Like for example, here the columns were there in circular shape and in rectangular shape also, but the final finish of the column, we wanted it to be in circular shape. So the diameter and the final finish size of the column has been written. Then you can see the final finish for particularly merino make, laminate, the baleen spine number has been written. Then the wooden member size has been written. The grooves which are finished with LED lights inside are shown here. So all these particular details are to be shown as a part of tender drawing, and all these specifications also needs to be mentioned in the tender item also. Now, if you can observe this particular sheet, I am showing a key plan with all the columns listed onto that, which is a column number there. Like suppose if this is a column number 2, column number 2, column number 3, then column number 4, and those particular columns have been enlarged and shown in detail. Now, as explained to you earlier, there are sometimes some metal sheets to be cladded onto the wall ceiling also. So I will be showing you this particular detailed drawing and the final finished photograph of this particular wooden ceiling. There was a concession counter, and behind the concession counter, just above the back counter, the finish of the false ceiling was out of perforated SS metal sheet, and it was again backlit. So the construction was done in such a way that we had to propose a wooden framework. Then after the wooden framework, are you able to see this slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Or
Yes, ma'am.
do I need to share it again?
No, we can see this. No, slide you cannot see. The presentation you're talking about, ma'am?
No, the slide, particular drawing slide.
Yeah, it is seen. It is visible.
Okay. Now the the wooden paneling behind the concession counter was out of metal sheet, perforated metal sheet, and which was having a backlit element. So what we had to do, we had to construct a false ceiling first, which is made out of wood, out of wooden framework. Then it was cladded with 12 mm thickness plywood, and after that the spacers of metal has been given to support the perforated metal sheet. The final blue line, which is the sand color line seen in this particular drawing, is a metal sheet, which is perforated metal sheet, and which was going from the wall paneling to the ceiling, and then only one single band was finished with the paint finish. Now I will show you the detailed drawing of this. Yeah. Now you can see the specifications written: 3 mm thick SS perforated sheet cladded onto the wall, fixed with MST section. Now what is this MST section? Now I will show you. This yellow color MST section has been fabricated in that particular shape, in the curve shape, which is going from wall paneling and going forward to the ceiling also, and it is fixed with the MS 25 mm dia MS hollow pipe, which are acting like a spacer, and this particular space has been filled with light. So the perforated sheets are cladded here. The wooden paneling and the wooden ceiling is done as a backdrop, and this particular area, which is the gap between the perforated sheet and the wooden paneling, was finished with light. It was flooded with light. Then at the skirting, we had proposed 20 mm composite marble. Now I will show you some of the finish photographs. Now the last detail which I was showing you was of this particular element, which was having as a backdrop of concession counter, and which was going forward in the ceiling also. These are metal perforated sheets, and those are fixed with SS studs with a backdrop of wooden paneling. And the finish was looking something like this. This was a photograph clicked while going on, and there were the wooden boxing around the LCDs also was a part of this particular paneling. This is a door which I have shown you as a detailed drawing with the studs. The architrave is finished with SS sheet. These are few photographs of the work which I have shown you the details in the sheets. Like I was showing you the column cladding detail of this particular project, and now you can observe how the circular columns have been cladded with veneer, the laminate finish, and how the grooves are finished with LED lights. Okay, we'll go forward. Yeah, these are few photographs to show you. Yeah, this is particular wooden ceiling which was finished with Duco paint and some capsule shaped light fittings which are actually constructed at site, and there is a wooden paneling with LCD LCD carved out into that, and now you can see the finished work. This was a finished photograph. So the red paneling was finished with Duco paint. Then the paneling which is on a wall was finished with ACP. You can observe the corner finish. We had bent the ACP sheet. Then again observe the skirting finish, which is stainless steel 1 mm thick brush steel finish. The ceiling here is painted in black. The red bands are Duco painted. The capsule shape is a custom made light fixture. This was a box office. The photograph is showing when the work is going on. The whole architrave is made out of wood. The shape is achieved out of wooden framework, and the final finish as the MDF finish, so that we have finished it with red Duco paint. You can now see the finished photograph. Here the finished photograph is showing the architrave finished in red color Duco paint, and the counter is cladded with the granite. Again, the photograph of the ceiling, how the MDF has been cladded for the finish of, to allow the gypsum false ceiling finish with paint. This particular photo was picked up to show you how the gypsum and the wooden false ceiling framing members are camouflaged with each other. This capsule shape custom made light fixture was to be supported with wooden framework above that. So now you can observe how the wooden framework is done around that, and rest of the GI framework is out of for the finishing of the gypsum ceiling, and only where the light fixture is supported with the wooden framework, you can observe the wooden framework which is supported from the RCC slab. This is the finish photograph of that particular site. So that's all for now.